Athlete sponsorship. So this is going to be another area you're going to come into when you're achieving being a top coach. For one, you're going to have top level athletes or athletes that are developing to a point where they could maybe get some income out of this, or you're just an athlete. You're looking like, hey, what can I do to gain more income through what I love to do? Athletes, you need to know that this is all about business. So it comes down to trying to drive value for a business and yourself. And this is going to come down to what you need to gain from a sponsor. And sometimes it might not all be about money. It might be about reach. So you might have someone that isn't going to give you a lot of value in monetary wise, but maybe they have 300,000 subscribers on YouTube and they're going to do prep videos with you, and you're going to get in front of that brand, and that reach is going to help build your name. If that happens, that could lead to other ways to drive more monetary value. Maybe it's status. Maybe it's me being sponsored by Animal. I am now seen as this hardcore athlete that's going to build more culture to the brand that I align with. Or maybe it's you're getting a J3 University sponsorship, right? And you're now going to be seen as this high-level educator and gain some status from that. That's going to help build up your own personal brand. So other ways of what you might be gaining from a sponsorship that might not just be monetary. But remember this, make sure it always aligns with your purpose and your why. Don't just jump into something just to have a status, though, of I'm a sponsored athlete, I'm a brand ambassador, because realize that's just taking you off the market. Also, it's important that what does that reputation of that brand look like you're aligning with? It might not be that positive for where you want to see yourself growing to in the future. If you have a brand that aligns well with your own personal values and your purpose, you could drive that really, really far, and that's where you're really going to shine. But these sponsorships aren't just given out anymore. This is work. So you need to build personal value and be ready to work like it's a job. It's no longer the days where just because you won a show or you have a pro card, we just want to pay you just for who you are. You need to drive business to that brand, because now you almost don't even need to be a good competitor at all to drive value. So you must be able to sell and provide value back to the business. So think about how you can do that. Maybe it's by providing education. Maybe it's by inspiration or motivation or something else that you're giving out to that community that aligns well for what that brand needs. Maybe that is a brand that focuses on that. Or maybe it's a brand that's very focused on like evidence-based products, and that's what your real niche is, on educating on evidence. But really work on networking and making relationships in person when able, and even online. I know a lot of guys that have gotten connects with brands just because of the athletes they know in those circles, and you just become likable. People like you, they want to help you out. So if you're just, I'm the lone bodybuilder and they're just going to see my grind and want to sign me on, that doesn't always happen. So build relationships and network will be huge in making sponsorships work. Also display loyalty. That goes really far. Just like hiring someone for a business, you don't want to put all this time into training someone. Then the next month they just go on to leave to some other company, the next offer that comes by. Just like when we look at someone's resume for applying for a job, you're like, hey, why have you jumped jobs every single month? This doesn't look good. Same with jumping sponsorship companies. It doesn't look good. People want to see that you have loyalty. And that's why I would say hold off on sponsorships until you develop that value that you can really give to someone. Because when you're just starting off, you don't have a lot of value to offer. You might be able to put your value elsewhere, maybe in that side hustle job that you're working on or that 9-to-5 that you're working on, and hold off on being an athlete. It's okay to not be an ambassador or have a supplement company behind you. Just keep on putting out valuable information that people can learn from. Now, athlete payments. So it might not just be through monthly stipends, but those do happen. So a lot of companies might give you a certain X amount per month. These range and vary a lot, especially depending on, what your influence is basically. You also might see supplement or clothing allowances, but just keep in mind, those might be factored in to where you get it at cost. or, and I shouldn't say cost, I should say at the retail price. And 50% of that is usually the markup. So they were like, oh yeah, we're going to give you $500 a month for supplements and clothing. Like, oh, cool. Well, that's really $250 a month to them. Okay. Because they only have the cost to cover. You might be through commission codes, which I'll let you know something now. You can almost get a commission code anywhere and not have to be attached to a supplement company. So if you're like, hey, I want to just sell some of your products to my clients, okay, here's a code, you can go use it. You're not going to have to put all over your social media, I am linked to this company, which shuts you off from all the other companies that might be perusing through your account, be like, oh, they're already taken by, X company or Y company. They probably won't be interested. Leave yourself available. They might also have marketing goals for you to hit. So maybe if your engagement is so high, off when you do a brand related post, you get a commission, extra bonus based around that. Maybe there's show winning stipends. You might also travel and appearance stipends as well. So if you are in a position where you start working with a company and negotiating a contract, just know there's more that you can work with than just doing a monthly income, that you can work through these other areas to try to get more value. Also, companies are really into seeing the athletes work. So some of the like marketing goals, commission codes, stipends like that are around your efforts could go pretty far. And then once they see that is productive, you could layer in more of a monthly just monetary value that you're directly given. So just wanted to give some idea behind working through an athlete sponsorship, of how you might navigate those waters and also just obtain them in general. But basically it's by investing in yourself to become valuable, show that value to a company, and that they can gain something back from it too. So to summarize just all of our lectures, being a top level coach, high level athlete, it takes a highly driven person. And by doing so, you need to make sure that this stuff really aligns with your passions, your purpose, your why, because that's what's going to take you to the top. This level of competition, it's not going to be for the person that feels half-hearted about it. But to be an athlete, to be a coach, it takes a breadth and depth to the skill set needed to execute at this high level. So there is a lot to learn. So we're going to find areas where you need to learn more about and dive into all the different variables around coaching. So next, we're going to look at assessing the physique athlete and creating a process for goal achievement.